Hi, I'm Phil Constantine, and on this Travels with Phil, we're going to the Bunker Hill Monument in Boston, a site of a battle in the American Revolutionary War. In fact, this took place on June 17, 1775. The map shows you where it is, basically on the peninsula just north of the main part of downtown Boston. Actually, most of it took place on Breed's Hill, but it's named after Bunker Hill, which is a hill just nearby. Old maps here. This is a map from the U.S. Military Academy, which shows where the actions actually took spot. Old picture here showing some of the fires that were set later in Charlestown. You can see this from the actual site itself, some of the displays there at Bunker Hill. And this shows the British going up the hill. Now, while the British won the actual battle, they wound up losing a large part of their officer corps.
Right over there in the distance, that's the monument for Bunker Hill on the north side of town. Hold it straight. That Travels with Phil continues.
That's the Charles River in the foreground. And approaching the monument itself, a fairly large monument standing out there. It has several signs in various spots out there. They also have a building at the base of the structure which houses a bit of a museum. And different gates. This is what it looked like between 1890 and 1901. And the British had about 3,000 people. The colonials had about 2,400, but the British just lost an inordinate amount of their officers, both killed and wounded. And one of their leaders says, a few more victories like this and we're going to have to leave the continent, basically. So even though they won the battle, they lost so many people, it was really affected the future of their operations. The colonials had heard that the British were going to come in and they were trying to do a siege of the community. So when the British started coming into the Charles River area, they came up on the peninsula here. British saw them up there, decided they would go ahead and attack, and that was on June 17, 1775. Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes. And there you go, Breed's Hill. Again, the entire area was called Bunker Hill because that's what most of them were trying to get to, was Bunker Hill, which was one of the different hills over there. But most of the fighting took place right here around Breed's Hill, so you'll hear that common expression of the Battle of Bunker Hill, even though most of it took place on Breed's Hill. So it was a British victory, but the colonials wound up better because of it.
Travels with Phil continues from the top of Bunker Hill, Breed's Hill, looking toward downtown Boston. So they're 294, 297 steps. That breeze feels good. And in the center, you can see all the way down. There's some lights at the bottom. Excuse me. I'm so much better if can you go back now? I just kind of want to show this break.
Almost there. Almost there we go. 94.7. The last 3. Yes.
Wouldn't want to be underneath when those things fall off. All right, Travels with Phil continues on the top of the Bunker Hill Monument on Breed's Hill.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up by clicking on the button below. You're welcome to leave comments below as long as the language is family friendly. And finally, if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel by clicking the button over on the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you again for watching.